Hi everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the revision session. So before starting, I would like to ask you that if I am all clearly audible and visible so that we can move ahead with the session, all right? So you tell me. Until then, hello Nilesh, hi Suman, Aditi. Um, yeah, hi everyone. Okay, so do let me know if everything is fine so that we can move ahead with the session. And if everything is fine, okay. So see today, because this series is going for revision series is going for especially RBI grade B examination, right? So what are we going to do today? It's for the government schemes, as you can see, right? So wait, let me first, yeah. Okay. So it's for grade B, and herein you're looking at that some of the ministry that we are going to do today, it is mentioned over here: agriculture, finance, health, education, MSME. But what we are going to do, we are going to do some other ministries as well, because sometimes there's some random questions that have been asked, and I'll let you know the strategy of how we are going to cover in a few while, okay? So, see, this is what our weekend special dose that is going on for current affairs. So, till now, you must have might have attended these classes. So we had for general awareness, banking, and rest of the, you can see. If you haven't watched, you can find in the playlist, all of them in the playlist. And today it is of government scheme session, and tomorrow that will be RBI in a news, that would be taken by Kritika ma'am, okay, tomorrow at 5 p.m. only. So now let's move ahead. And yes, one more important announcement, that currently weekend sale that is going on, and it is last day today. We have to use the code weekend, and it's going to expire midnight today, okay? So you can get 40% plus additional 10% off on all the courses that you can see in the slide, okay? Now finally, let's come to the session. Whoever who are new, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're new, and you can find the link of this particular telegram PDF, and all the PDF that all the lectures that we cater in YouTube in our Telegram channel. The link of it you can find in the description box below, okay? So now let's understand the strategy of how we are going to cover today and what to expect from government scheme in the examination, all right? See, if I divide government scheme section in examination, so there are two sections, right? Phase 1 and phase 2 of RBI grade B. Before last year examination, okay, before that of 2021, what used to happen, there were rarely one or two questions that were asked from schemes in phase 1, okay, and those were also very direct question. If some particular ministry has launched some new scheme, so that would be asked, or some similar one liner questions were asked. While in phase 2 there was weightage of government schemes. But since the last year, what the pattern has been changed, last year it was observed that more than around 6 to 7 questions, they were from schemes following the pattern of phase 2. So questions were on eligibility and how much budget allocation. So it was mixture of both the current portion of the scheme, as well as of the static portion, that is of a scheme. Who are the beneficiaries, what are the features? What I have done, I have incorporated some of the question in this particular revision session also, so that you get an idea, and rest I would tell you when do questions, that what kind of questions are asked in examination, right? So for now, the only difference that have left between phase 1 and phase 2 is that of the paragraph questions that are asked in phase 2. Okay, so because what happens in paragraph, usually one paragraph is given, and with that 3 questions are asked from that. Okay, so paragraph, it is related to the scheme, but you cannot find the answers of the rest 3 questions that have been asked from the paragraph. You should be aware of that scheme, all right? So because we are practicing for now for phase 1, so there is no paragraph questions that are included in these in today's session, but rest we are going to cover for how we cover government schemes for phase 2 similar to phase 1. Because since last year, as I said, 6 to 7 questions were there, so there can be to this number or even more than that in this year also. So we have to be ready. All right. So now let's move ahead, and one more thing that we are going to do, first we'll cover all the schemes ministry wise, but then there are some of the things that were in news, some of the schemes that were in news, but so what I have done, at last we'll cover them in a mixture form. So first we'll go some of the schemes ministry wise, then what we'll do, we'll have another section in which we are going to cover other important schemes, and therein we're going to cover rest of the schemes which were there in news and there is need to study them. See, if we look at the strategy, I'm not going to take more than 2 minutes of you now. I've already taken much. So what the strategy is, see, we have this government scheme session that is going on, right? So that in a week you get 2 to 3 or sometimes one video, but it is in continuity that sessions are going on. What I have decided to do, and I think that it would be beneficial for you also, that to include more and more schemes in this session only, so that you get the best of all the words, because those schemes you were covering at that time only in sequence, and now you're getting more of the schemes. All right, and in the further sessions that there would be on government schemes, you would have more of the schemes covered, so that you have holistic approach before appearing in the examination. Now let's come to first question without any ado, and first we'll start with the Ministry of Finance. Okay, so here is the first question in your screen, and here is also one snippet. As I told you before, I have taken from the, in fact, the last year question paper only, to tell you that what kind of questions are asked in examination. As in herein you can see also that the creation of dash infrastructure in the country means to what type of that particular scheme is. So similar to that is your first question, which says Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana is a government backed scheme launched in the year 2015. Okay, so sometimes they give you some information, then they ask you, it provides social security by providing dash to the beneficiary. So by providing pension, insurance, incentive, FD, credit, you have to tell. But these kind of on similar lines, the questions have been made of this particular session to let you understand that how the questions are asked in the examination. So here Nilesh is saying B, AFS insurance, Pratiksha B, AFS have also given how much amount is given, insurance, and Aditi, Ahmed, Sandhi, all are saying B, and Naveen, Sonali, Sunam all are saying yes, insurance is the correct answer to this. Okay, now let's have a quick revision of that. See what I have done today. How many questions, however, how many questions I'm will today discuss, will revise them either in the form of mind map, or if that scheme it is not that major, what we are going to do, we are going to have a small snippet there I have attached, so that afterwards you can have a holistic revision of both the major schemes as well as the smaller schemes and whatever important components of that are, and this is just for your sake revision, so just memorize that in mind. Okay, so here in launch year it is 2015, ministry of it is Ministry of Finance, and it is offered by LIC. Do remember eligibility criteria, it is 18 to 15, and then we have saving account should be there, that is eligibility criteria. It is for all citizens of India. Key features is rupees 330 per annum, right? Risk coverage gets 2 lakh. Okay, then we have coverage of 1 year till age 55. Apart from that, 1st June to 31st means this insurance it is valid for 1 year only, and here is the timeline that is given, and you can walk out of the scheme anytime. Now come to the next question. It says, as per the budget announcement 22-23, emergency credit line guarantee scheme is being extended to March 2023 with an expanded guarantee cover of. Okay, and you have the following options. This I have comprehensively have explained the scheme, and I can guarantee you after that you won't be having any doubt. So if you watch the session, that is available in the government scheme playlist in our channel. All right, do watch it before examination. So here I'm waiting for some of the answers. So here Nilesh saying D, and then we have AFS 5 lakh, Anupriya C, Parush D, Ahmed 5, Manisha 5. Yes, the correct answer to this is 5 lakh. So what the government has done for the hospitality sector, hospitality sector, this particular amount has been added for to help them also under the emergency credit line guarantee scheme. And this particular scheme, till now, how many examinations have been done till now? In every examination this scheme has been asked. We can expect RBI also to ask a question in it, so do revise it properly before going to it, right? And yes, Naveen has given also said that increased 50 lakh crore has been given under this particular project, which sum up to 5 lakh in total, and that was done for the hospitality sector. and AFS also at the same. Now question 3, who among the following statement or which among the following statement of Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandana Yojana is or are correct? So see, this is also from your last year snippet only. Why have I added last year snippet? Because I tell you in last year phase 1 many questions have been asked. In phase 2 these are of the similar lines, but I wanted to tell you the importance of such types of questions in your phase 1 as well. So herein the question has been asked, which for the following is not a feature of the scheme? So questions similar to this, which of the following are the features of this, are not the features of this, these are very common. Okay, so you tell the correct answer of this question. So Nilesh here says option number E, that is all is correct. Then AFS says 1 and 2 only, so he's saying option number D. Paru says E, Nilesh says D. Suman, that's a mixture of A and D and E that I'm getting. So here the correct answer to this is option number D, 1 and 2 both. Okay, the rest of them are not correct. Why? Because this is for the annual, we are talking about monthly payment here. So this is not the monthly payment, that is the annual interest, that is for that, right? For monthly it was 7.4044. Okay, so 40, sorry. So that was for the monthly, right? So this is exempted from all kind of tax, no GST is applicable there, right? So you have to be thorough with the question, what the question is asking herein. Most people who are giving E answers 3 and 4, I hope now it is clear, it is not exempted. So GST is there, and then interest rate is the one that is given in the question, that is for the yearly basis, right? Let's have a quick revision of that. So herein its launch year is 2017, ministry is Ministry of Finance, offered by LIC. Then we have eligibility, that is you should have a saving account, and then beneficiaries are all 60 and above. So this scheme is just for 60 and above only. Key features, term for 10 years. Then investment limit, the maximum a person can invest, a senior citizen can invest, it is 15 lakh. Then it is exempted from GST only and not the rest. And then we have loan facility available after completion. So even if you complete 3 year under this particular policy, then or the scheme, then you can also avail loan under this. Okay. Next, move to question number 4, and it asks, read the following statement on sovereign gold bond scheme. And you have to read the statements, and then you have to tell the correct answer to this. What are the features? What are the eligibility criteria? What are the objectives? You should be thorough with all of the schemes. Alright, you cannot just overlook any scheme. So here are the following options, and you have to tell what is the correct answer to this. Some of the things which you cannot see on the slide because of my picture that is on that is coming on the screen, you can find it in the PDF, so you need not to worry about that. What I have tried, that maximum things I've included in the solution section, so that if you go for revision, you have everything, you know everything, and there is nothing that you skip. So herein Nilesh says for A only 1, and then AFS says none, Pratiksha says 1, Ahmed B. So this mixture of answer that is coming. Okay, so see the correct answer over here, it is option number E, that is none of the above. Why? Because herein we have added the regional rural banks, and that were they were not a part of this. All right, so that is why that is not right. Then the maximum investment is 4 kg for everybody. No, that is we have seen for charity institution that was as much as 20 kg, right? So not for everybody it is 20 kg. Then the interest on gold bond are taxable, that was 2.50%, right? And then on maturity, redemption will only will be in rupees amount of gold coins bar. No, that would be given in the money only. Okay, because this scheme was introduced to reduce the dependency on gold. So herein now let's have a quick revision of that. Launch year, it is 2015, falls under the Ministry of Finance. It is issued by RBI. Okay, aim, it is to help reduce India's over dependence on gold import and change the habit of Indians to just buying gold and keeping it at home only. Beneficiaries, they are persons resident in India. So there is a criteria that who would be the residents of India that have been mentioned under the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, and according to that, whoever be the resident of India, they would be eligible under this scheme. Next is key features. So the investment limit per year. Okay, so you can't just invest anything. Then we had bond interest rate of 2.50 that we have already discussed, and that was the opposite of what in the question has been said, right? So the tenure of the period, it is of 8 years. After 5 years you can go for a premature exit, and you can extend it to as much as 11 years but not beyond that. And then we had you can get it both in the demat format that you use for share market, right, and also in the paper form you can find this bond. Question number 5, Kisan Credit Card aims to provide timely and adequate credit to farmers to meet their credit need. What if the following is the nodal agency of KCC? This would not exactly falls under the Ministry of Finance, but because of the numbering, so I could not just change it. So I hope you get it. So you have to tell that which of the following nodal agency that was responsible, who came up with this idea of KCC and who implemented it, who said about it. So I'm waiting for the answer. Nilesh is saying option number B, that is NABARD. And AFS is also saying NABARD, Pratiksha saying B, Suman says NABARD, and then yeah, so Nilesh, so yes, the correct answer to this is NABARD. So NABARD is the nodal agency that is responsible for Kisan credit cards. Okay, so launched was 1998. Nodal agency was NABARD, and aim was to what? To provide timely and adequate credit to the farmers to meet their needs. Okay, and implementing agency, it can be taken up by the various banks that are available in there. Question number 6 on your screen, and then we have what is the launch year of gold monetization scheme. Sometimes as simple as what is the launch year of the scheme has been asked in the examination. All right, in further slides also I'll let you know what kind of I'll have snippet of the kind of questions that are being asked, but for now you can look at that. And Nilesh also said that RV Gupta committee made helped for KCC, and Rishabh says B. Okay, so now I'm confused if they're talking to this one or the last question. So Parush is first one to write like 6B. Okay, Nilesh says B, Parush says B, you VNSB, AFSB. Then we have May, Suman, Sonali, Aditi, Manisha Manthan all saying B. And yes, the correct answer to this is option number 2015. Okay. Let's have a quick revision. Launch year 2015 falls under Ministry of Finance. Aim is to mobilize gold. So herein, in sovereign gold bond, especially for the people who want to buy gold, but that alternative they have for gold monetization scheme, it was to mobilize the gold that you have at home, right? Remember. Then we have beneficiaries, all the residents of India. Key features are all scheduled commercial banks can are part of this. Collection and purity standards will be checked, and then minimum deposit of 10 gram, maximum limit there was none, and then you can uh, submit that gold or keep that gold under the scheme for a short period of 1 to 3 years, medium period, and the long term period. And at the end of your maturity period, you won't get your jewelry back. You would get either gold bars, or you will get money for that. You won't get the exact jewelry that you had submitted. Okay. Next is question number 7, and it says, in which of the following phrases a borrower can take loan for both fund-based and non-based facility? Herein we are talking about our emergency credit line guarantee scheme, and herein fund-based and non-fund-based means both cash and also the bonds and all the rest of the things. So herein facility that was available from which of the phases, that you have to tell. So Nilesh says 7A. Do we have any other? Then we have Rakhi C, UNVS C, Aditi C, Suman A, Ahmed C, Nikhil C, and the correct answer to this question, it is option number C, that is ACLGS 2.0. See, since 2.0, this fund-based and non-fund-based facilities were added, but before that, it was only fund-based facility. Next is question number 8. Which of the following are the eligibility criteria of Atal Pension Yojana? Okay, so eligibility criteria, you must be thorough with it. In last one, also there was one question that was related to agriculture and farmers welfare, of which the eligibility criteria has been asked. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number B, that is B and C only. Okay, now why is this B and C? Why is it not A? That we'll know when we'll revise it. Okay, so let's revise this scheme. Launch year it is 2015. Ministry is Ministry of Finance and it is administered by PFRDA. Both NPS and APY, they are administered by PFRDA. Aim is to address the longevity risk to encourage the workers in focus would be on unorganized sector, but then anybody can be a part of it. And then all citizens of India, and special focus is on unorganized sector. Special eligibility criteria, you must be having a saving account. Then age is 18 to 40. Okay, yes, Rishabh, Sonam, Akash, everybody said correct answer. UNVS, Aditi, all said the correct answer. Then there should be a mobile number that you have so that you can get all the SMS and all the details updates that are related to it. Next is question number 9. It says recently 10th tranche of sovereign gold bond 21-22 has been opened for subscription. These bonds are issued by. So to the people who may not know before, just some time back I have revised you and I have specially circled that particular organization and I told you that this is issued by this. So tell me the correct answer. Now I want correct answer from everyone because this is something that I've just made you do. Right, so tell me the correct answer of this. So Nilesh comes up, he says option number B, that is RBI. Raki says B, Nikhil says B, Suman says RBI, Nilesh yes RBI, Ahmed B, and then UNVS, Pratiksha, Sonali, Sakshi all are saying B. Yes, Aditi, Rishabh and Gungru Jha, Shashi all said the correct answer. RBI is the correct answer to this. Now let's come to the Ministry of Education. All right, and here is your first question on the screen. What is the launch year of PM E-Vidya program? So you should not skip anything, be it your launch year, be it your objective, aim, your key features, eligibility criteria. Each and everything is important. All right. Rishabh, yes, I gave you snippet in the initial questions also, right? I have some of the snippets at the middle of the session also, depending on the question. These type of questions are asked. It could be as simple as your launch year, or it could be as complicated as some key feature that has been asked, specific key feature that has been asked. All right. So herein we have Tehseen. Okay, so now we have Nilesh D, Rakhi D, Jagruti B. Then we have Kuberin E, Nikhil D. So it's a mix of uh, here miss of answers. So option is option number D, 2020. That is the correct answer to this is. And the launch year of E-Vidya, it is 2020. Aim is to access online learning and teaching material with an objective is to education of student does not suffer. Why did E-Vidya came into existence? Because of the COVID, right? Because of the pandemic situation. And it was in news because the number of TV channels now have been increased to 200. Okay, so that is why this scheme, it was in news, it was in your budget. Beneficiaries are all students, school students, college student, university students. Key features: E-Vidya DTH TV channel. So in on TV channels, there would be channels in the regional language also now, that has been said in the budget. Apart from that, English, Hindi, so that you can watch in whatever language you are comfortable in. Then we had Diksha portal, that was specially for the teachers, that we have already studied. Okay, Siksha Vani, that was that was radio platform for it. Then we have top 100 university to start online course, so that students, they can access the course from anywhere. During this pandemic, we had Skype calls for with the mentors during the doubt sessions, right? Apart from that, 5 crore school going children would be part of this, and special e-content for visually and hearing impaired people have also been added to that, right? So next is the question number 11 that you can see in the screen. It says recently government has approved the continuation of national means come credit scholarship for a period of 5 years with minor modification. So ceiling has been raised from 1.5 to how much per annum, that you have to tell. Okay. Okay, may I'll try to just shift myself when I'll be showing that. Okay. 11C, Nilesh is saying, Raki says D's, Pratiksha says D. Then we have Kuber and A. May 2.5 lakh, when we have C. Manish is okay. Mix of answer I am getting. The correct answer to this is option number D, that is 3.5 lakh. Okay, see this particular scheme, that is National Means Cum Merit Scholarship. This was launched in the year 2008. Why there is no particular mind map revision? Because that is not a major scheme, but yes, because that was in news, so we have to study it. Okay, so this came in 2008, and it is a center sponsored scheme. And what does this scheme is all about? It gives scholarship to the economically weaker section students. Okay, so that basically what happens, usually who are economically weak, they drop out from the school after 8th standard. All right, so this scheme, it was for them to give them scholarship so that they can continue with their secondary education. So that is what about particular scheme it is all about. Okay, so that they can continue their secondary education. Now let's come to the next question. It says question number 12. It says read the following statement on NEET scheme. So you have to tell this NEET scheme is all about. So Adit, okay, so people still now giving 11th question answer. Now let's wait. Let's quickly give answer for the 12th question so that we can move ahead and can tell the answer. And if there is some connectivity issue, do let me know, because it's been a while and I'm not getting answers. All right. So Nilesh says C, Raki says B, and what else, who else do we have? Nilesh says NEET 3.0 is going on. Okay, so Nilesh has also said that 3.0 is going on, and that is why this particular scheme was in news. Then AFS all. Then we have UNVS. Shri Ram says C, Pratiksha B, Aditi B. See, the correct answer to this is option number A, that is one only. Okay, so herein this particular scheme, because it is not implemented by the Ministry of Education, that would be by the for by the technology department. Okay, and herein okay, what we'll do in the next one, when have revision, then you'll get to know that it is not 30, it is 25. Okay, 25% it is of third, and herein we are talking about Institute of Technology that would take care of it. Okay, so here in 2019 it is the launch year of this, and ministry is Ministry of Education, implemented by All India Council for Technical Education, and not by, it is not implemented by the Ministry of Education, it is implemented by the All India Council of Technical Education. Okay, aim herein, that is to for the initiative for the skill of learner in latest technology. Okay, by PPP model, public private partnership, objective to help students develop skills that have high demand among employees. Okay, so see, this scheme we had already covered, right? And for key features, I'm moving aside so that you can see that it is ministry will be the facilitator. Again, now look at the difference. It is implemented by All India Council for Technical Education, but it is facilitated by ministry. Means ministry would take an overview of that, it would act as a mediator, but it won't be implementing it, right? Then we have free coupons up to 25% that we have already looked at. Now let's come to question number 30. Question number next 13. It says who among the following is are the target beneficiaries of PM Vidya scheme. So this is quite a simple question, very easy question, and you have to tell what is the correct answer to this. Yes, Aditi, it is Ministry of Education, but if you look at the question, I'll show, okay, I can't show you because that would be very much animation that is there. See the question, it asked about who is implementing. Okay, so implementing agency is different, right? So read the question carefully. It comes under Ministry of Education, but it is not implemented by Ministry of Education. It is implemented by some other agency, right? So I hope you get the difference. ठीक है, so next is who among the following is the target beneficiary. So herein the correct answer to this is option number E, all of the above. Yes, these the session you can watch it afterward also. It would be available on YouTube also, and this is very simple question. I need not to explain you this, right? Next is, recently government has approved a new scheme, New India Literacy Program, for the period of 22-27. Consider the following statement reading the scheme and choose the correct ones. Okay, and you have to tell the correct answer to this. So Sonali PM says E. See, the correct answer to this is option number D, that is all of the above. Okay, so these all statements are the correct ones that are related to New India Literacy Program. And do remember that this program, it is for the adult education. Okay, this is what you need to remember of this particular scheme, that it is related to adult education. And the following statement that you can find on the screen, these all are correct part of it. Okay. So let's move to the next question, and it says question number 15. It says, what is the budget allocation for PM Poshan scheme in the Union Budget 22-23? So you have to tell what is the budget that has been allocated for it. And this scheme we have also covered, right? And see, the correct answer to this question, it is option number A. Okay, so 10,233 crore approx has been allocated for PM Poshan. What is this scheme? Now let's have a look at that. Okay, so basically midday meal scheme, you know about it, right? So this midday meal scheme has been renamed, revamped, renamed with additional features, have been now become PM Poshan scheme, and the full form of this Poshan is Poshan Shakti Nirman. Okay, so this is not something new. This is, you can say, the revamped version of midday meal scheme. So midday meal scheme, it is not now not known by this name, it is known by PM Poshan scheme, and full form you can also find here. And in this particular revamped version, there were many features that were added. For example, FPOs were included in this. We had school gardens that have been made for the fulfillment of nutrition. Apart from that, what else were there? That was Tithi Bhojan was added. In Tithi Bhojan, what will be done on special occasion, the nearby people, they can come and they can feed the students in the government colleges, government schools, wherein midday meal scheme or the Poshan scheme, it is being implemented, right? Apart from that, we also studied about Bal Vatika, right? And then there was supplementary nutrition that were also be given. So these are all the key features that were added in this particular one, right? So now let's come to next question. It says question number 16, and it says, recently government has approved the scheme of Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan for continuation till then or till further review, whichever is earlier. Okay. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number A, that is 31 March 2016. Okay, so this is a centrally sponsored scheme that was launched in the year 2013. Okay, and herein you can say Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. Uchchatar means for higher education. This particular scheme, it is there. Okay, and most of you are giving the right answer. Nilesh, Aditi, AFS, Rakhi, Mathivanan, Akhil, Sonali, Manisha, Suman, all are saying correct answer. Very good, right? So it shows how much prepared you are for examination, and that's really good to see and good to know. Now let's come to Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Let's look at some of the important news that were there from this particular ministry. Which of the following institution organization manage funds for startup scheme? So this is funds for startup scheme. This is a scheme, and then you have to tell which of the following institutions or organization they manage the fund for it. Okay, so who would be giving fund for it, that you have to tell. And I really like when you all give extra information, that shows how much well you are prepared for the examination. And these kind of questions can be asked, whatever extra information you give. Yes, I totally agree that this could be asked in examination, and you're really doing a great job. So now Nilesh, Aditi, Sonam, Pratiksha, AFS, Rakhi, Akhil, Akarsh, Sashi, Manisha, all are saying the correct answer. Sonali also said the correct answer. So SIDB, yeah, SIDB, it is, it indirectly it provides funds for the startup to let them grow, right? Ahmad also said the correct answer. Now comes question number 18. Which of the following scheme has been replaced by National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme? Sometimes what happens from the name of the previous scheme can be given and it can be asked that what is the new name that has been given to this particular scheme. Alright. So here are the following options and you have to tell that the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, it has been it has replaced which of the following schemes? So here Nilesh, Rakhi saying C, Manthan says C. Do we have any other? Akhil says C, Ahmed says C, Aditi C, Mathivanan, Phani, Suman, Shashi all say C. And yes, the correct answer to this is Apprenticeship Protsahan Yojana. So what is this? So basically to improve the skill of the youth. Basically what happened, we have the degree but we do not have the actual skills. So to improve them, this particular scheme has been launched, and in this what will be done? So government, they would be contributing to the stipend that is given by all the organization that would fall under this particular scheme. So in that up to 25%, and this if said in the number or the quantity, so up to 1500, government it will sponsor the stipend of the people who would be doing apprenticeship. Okay, so this is a very smaller scheme, but yes, just keep in mind in this, if a question comes you should be prepared for it, right? Next is your question number 19 on your screen, and it says Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is implementing a special healthcare program, customized crash course program for COVID warriors to create a pool of trained skilled COVID warriors. This program is implemented under, so this program is implemented under which of the following schemes? See the correct answer to this particular question, and I can see now people commenting. Aditi is the first one to tell the answer. She says option number D. And then we have AFS also said D. Then we have Nilesh, Akarsh, Pratiksha, Akhil all are saying D. Raki says D. And then we have Rishabh says D. Yes, the correct answer to this is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So because we are talking about skills here, we are talking about training here. So herein we are talking about Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Now let's have a quick revision of this scheme. Launch year of it is 2015 and it falls under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. It is implemented by, we'll look at afterwards, but it is the aim here is the Indian youth to take up industrial element skill training. Beneficiaries are unemployed youth, college, school dropout, and we have and they should have verifiable identity proof. It could be a Aadhaar card, it could be a voter ID and a bank account, right? Then key features we're looking at Kaushal Kendra, that is skill centers, skill development centers would be set up. Apart from that, recognition of prior learning. So if you're already have skills of something, you'll get certification for that so that you can use that afterwards, right? And apart from that, special projects will be given, and then we have Kaushal and Rozgar Mela will also be organized to showcase your skills. Then we have placement that will be given by the government, and it is implemented by National Skill Development Corporation. All right. So these were about the key features and important things that you to remember or you need to revise from this particular scheme. Next is Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and let's look at that. Okay, so here in question number 20 is on your screen. Which of the following is our key features of scheme for economic empowerment, DNT scheme? This has been recently launched in 2022 only. One seed scheme and another is smile scheme. You can expect a short question on that. I can also guarantee up to you 99% only, right? That 1% it depends on RBI. But these two schemes, because they are recently launched, there are high chances they can be asked in phase 1. So do not skip this. Okay. So we have anyone else? So anybody answering or shall I just give the answers? So herein you looking at the following key features are given, and you have to tell what is the right answer to this. Okay. So herein Nilesh, Arun, all are saying just B and C are the correct answer to this. Okay. See, the correct answer to this is option number, yes, option number B, that is B and C only. So, if we look at this, so this scheme was launched in the year 2022 and aim is to bring DNT, SNT and NTs in the mainstream society. Families have an income source more than lesser than 2.50 and not 1.50, which has been asked in the question, right? And then we have all right, so there is some animation issue that has been happened in this particular slide. Sincere apologies for that, but I hope you're getting what this particular question is all about, or what the explanation of this is. Herein some of the key points. First of all, launch year 2022, very important. Then apart from that, 200 crore has been will be sent in the next 5 years. So do remember what the budget has been allocated. Aim is to bring all the denotified tribes, semi-notified tribes and notified tribes under this particular thing, right? And then apart from that, implemented, there are various agencies that will be implementing this, and you can see in the screen as well. So that is what you need to remember about this scheme. Next is, under the revised Rashtriya Vayoshri Yojana, the criteria of selection of beneficiaries has been extended to which of the following categories persons? Okay, that you have to tell. See, the correct answer to this question, I think there's some lag between you looking at the questions and I here. And if I skip the name, take care of that, because I'll be giving the answers before, because so that your time is not wasted much. Okay. So herein the correct answer to this is option number A and C only. So what is the scheme all about? So see, this scheme, it was launched in 2017, and the aim here is to look at all the BPL categories, to take care of the senior citizens of the BPL category. That is correct. Herein the monthly income should not be more than 15,000. So it should be less than 15,000 and not 10,000, which the question has been given. And herein seniors who are suffering from age-old disabilities, they would be taken care under that, right? So now herein I have taken this snippet. This is from the official website. Okay, and this official website, and this is the official explanation of Rashtriya Vayoshri Yojana. Okay, so I have highlighted the important thing. So it is for providing the physical aid and assisted living devices. Okay, so herein we are talking about devices to help to assist the senior citizen if they are dealing with any disability. Then it is a center sector scheme, means 100% funded by the central government. Okay, and this expenditure will come from the senior citizen welfare fund that is there. Okay, and apart from that, you have to remember that implementing agency, again the case that we looked at previously also about the NEED scheme. So herein also it falls under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, but it is implemented by the ALIMCO, Artificial Limb Manufacturing Corporation, and it could be easier to remember also, because here in Vayoshri Yojana we are talking about giving devices to the senior citizen that would help them with the disabilities at their older age. So herein physical aid will be provided, that we have understood, aged 60 years and above. Okay. That would be given free assisted. Main criteria is what? They should belong to BPL family and should have a valid BPL card. Next comes to question number 22. It says, which of the following is the nodal ministry of Atal Vayo Abhyudaya Yojana scheme? Sorry. So sometimes it is also asked because see, we are going ministry wise, I know, but sometimes it is asked in your examination about which ministry does a particular scheme belong to, and that is why I have to include this question, so that you get used to what kind of questions are asked in examination. Okay. Chunmun, if you can cover all the schemes that are mentioned in the PIB, because in PIB every day there are so many links that have been added. If you can cover, you need not to go for other source, but that is very time consuming. So if you are already well prepared for rest of the subjects, you should PIB is the best source for it. But if you feel like that you need uh, practice in the rest of the sections also, then PIB could be time consuming. So it's up to you to how much extent you have prepared that you should go for PIB or not. And I hope your doubt is also clear. So herein I'm already getting the answers. Nilesh started B, Aditi says B, Suman, Rakhi, Fani, Tinku says C. All right, Akhil says C. Ahmed, Manisha, all are saying C. And yes, the correct answer it is Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Okay, so that is the correct answer to this. Herein you can look at. So this is the explanation of the scheme that I have incorporated here, though it's not a major scheme, but just have a read, just have a read of it, so that you can have a little bit of information while appearing for the examination, right? So herein we are looking at the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment has reviewed the National Action Plan for Seniors and renamed it. So this scheme has been now renamed to Atal Vayo Abhyudaya Yojana for the welfare of senior citizen across the country. And herein you are looking at what are the different components of this particular scheme is. Okay, and herein also you can see one of the component is also Rashtriya Vayoshree Yojana, which we did a few slides back. Now comes question number 23. It says, which of the following is the nodal agency for the scheme for awareness generation and capacity building for welfare of senior citizens? So there are various senior citizen schemes that have been included in this. Again, because most of the schemes we have already covered in the YouTube series, and yes, they are included in this session as well. But herein I aim to include such schemes which we would usually not do in our regular session, because in that we're taking care of flagship programs and all the recently launched schemes, right? So you have the question in on the screen and I am waiting for the answers. No, Sanket. See, as I told you when I was explaining in the strategy slide also, since last year 6 to 7 questions in phase 1 of RBI, they were from schemes. Before that, I agree, only 1-2 questions used to come, but from last year the number has significantly increased. So government schemes are very important if you're appearing for RBI, be it phase 1 or phase 2. Phase 2, it constitute about your 20 to 25 questions. They are from, in phase 2 they are from schemes, but in phase 1 also now it holds a good number. Aditi says C and Nilesh says C. Then we have Akash, Rakhi, Ahmed, Suman, Hema, Tinku. All I'm getting mix of answer. Most of them are saying C. The correct answer to this is National Institute of Social Defense. All right. So that is of that. Herein you can find. See, this is I have take snippet from the PIB itself to tell you that yes, these schemes they are were recently in use, and that is why we should cover it. Okay. So herein we are talking about awareness generation and sensationalization program, and you can also read it afterwards to have a brief information what this particular program it is all about, right? So that is I've given for the extra information. Next is question number 24, that is on your screen. It says, recently how much amount has been allocated for Ministry for Smile? Again, very important scheme. And see, sometimes much of the information you get from the question as well. So from now you now get to know the what is the full form of it. Okay, full form are also asked in the coming questions. I will even give you a snippet from the last year question paper only, and then from 2021 22 to 25 26, so for 5 years this scheme has been launched. Again, I can if this session was for phase 2, I could have shown a lot of snippets that are asked directly from the schemes, but because we are focusing on phase 1 right now, therefore the previous year snippets are lesser, but we have made questions in line with the phase 2 only. Okay, so herein let's look at who have given the answer. So starting from Nilesh says D, yes. Akhil, and then Nilesh, Fani, May, Raki, Pratiksha, Aditi, Suman, Tinku, Hema, Rishabh, Sanket, all have given the right answer. That is option number D, 365 crore only. Do remember this number, all right? Again, I have given some of the information. So it was launched in the year 2022 and it is an umbrella scheme. So what does it mean? It comprises of 2 schemes, and these 2 schemes are Center Sector Scheme for Comprehensive Rehabilitation for Welfare of Transgender Person. See, this scheme is focusing on 2 sections of the society. One is transgender and second one are the people who are engaged in the act of begging. All right. So it is an umbrella scheme, comprises of 2. Rupees 365 crore has been allocated for 2021-22 to 25-26. All right. And then in that, do remember in transgender we had Daksh scheme, that was for the skill development. We studied about Garima Grah. These already we have covered, right? So everything is important. Do not forget these small terms that would be there. And in the act, for the people who are engaged in the act of begging, they would be provided homes, shelter homes, and this would be taken care by the state and UT governments. And if those shelter homes they are filled, new would be made for them, right? So everything that is there for this scheme. Now let's come to the next scheme, Ministry of MSME. Comes the question number 25. It asks, recently Union Minister for MSME has launched the MSME Innovative Scheme along with MSME Idea Hackathon 2022. See, I have tried to add as much information as possible for you in the question itself, so that even if you read the question, you get to know about the scheme, all right? And these type of questions are also asked in examination. They give you some information, then they'll ask you from it. So under the incubation component of the scheme, financial assistance up to how much will be provided for relevant plant and machines? So you have to tell. Okay, until you give the answer, see Mohit, I agree there are so many schemes. Usually what we follow, the basic concept should be that whatever scheme that has been used for past 1 year, go for it, or recently launched scheme. That is what the thumb rule should be, right? Now, yes, there are many schemes. So what you can do first, do all the schemes that were there in past 3 months, right? Then you go back past 3 to then 6 and then 9, and I think that should be enough, considering examination it's just next month, right? Now still there will be many schemes, yes, I agree, but most of the scheme, the static portion of it would be covered, because for 1 month, if you have, even if you have covered 40 schemes, in the next month magazine which you will cover, at least 10 to 15 or 20 25 schemes would be those only, but with some different current affair, right? So that would become easier, and always go backward. For example, first go for April, then March, then Feb, because if you start from the October or September October onwards, then much of the current affairs would be changed by now, right? So go backward and just cover 4 6 months maximum. Static portion you'll cover, that would remain the same, and for current affairs, I don't think that much would be left for it, right? So I've get the answers of most of the people. Sorry, I could not see, I was answering the doubt. Then Pratiksha says A, Nilesh A, Aditi, Fani, Nidhi, Suman, May, Hema. So mix of answer I'm getting. Someone are saying A, some are saying B. The correct answer to this is option number A, that is 1 crore. Okay. Herein again, so I have taken the snippet. So for incubation, so there are different section we looked at, right? So incubation also, design also, right? And then let's look at incubation first. So what is the objective of incubation? That is to promote and support untapped activity and to promote adoption of latest technology in MSMEs that seek the validation for their ideas. Okay, financial assistance of how much will be given? Financial assistance of up to 15 lakh per idea will be given, and 1 crore for the relevant plant and machine. So for your idea, for starting the business, for the starting your startup, 15 lakh will be given per idea, and 1 crore will be given if you want to establish a plant, a machineries you will require for that, you can get that much money, financial assistance to that. That is for the incubation. Now for the design purpose, okay, herein for design purpose, for assistance you can get up to 40 lakh of for your design project, and up to 2.5 lakh for the student project, that will be provided. Now let's move to question number 26. It says, which of the following agencies setting up SC/ST hub? See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number D, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Again, because herein we're talking about SC/STs, we're talking about the hub that would be made for the small businesses. That is why Ministry of MSME is the right answer to that. Herein you're looking at all the important information that you need to know about this particular scheme. So function of National SC/ST Hub, okay, and that is what it consists of NSSS, that is a full form of National, makes N, and then we have SC/ST and then Hub, okay, and this is to encourage SC/ST owned units to achieve their share to at least 40% of the total procurement, okay, and rest of the information you can read it later on for the better information of it. Next is question number 27, that is on your screen. It asks which of the following is not one of the component of MSME cluster development program, okay, and then you have to tell. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number E, that is all of the above are components. So here in common facility center, infrastructure development, thematic intervention, support to state innovation cluster program, all are the components of MSME cluster development program, okay. Next is question number 28, and it says which of the following nodal agency of the scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industry for promotion of Khadi village industry cluster. So herein this Sfurti has a full form, and its full form is scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industry. Again, full form is asked. Question can be asked, what is F in Sfurti? What is U in Sfurti, right? You should be pretty much be well aware of what is the full form of the particular scheme, okay. So herein you have the question and you have the right answer to this. So herein Nilesh says D, Suman says KVIC, Fani says D, yes, Rakhi, Challa, Pratiksha, Swanti, Manisha, Sanket, May, Akhil, Tinku, all are saying the right answer. And I think Swanti, you gave me one mail also. I'm really sorry that skipped in the mail, in the trail of mails, and I wanted to apologize. I want to apologize for that. I'll reply that to you today only, okay. Today only I got to see that mail, but I had to prepare for the session, so I could not do that. So you have the following options and you have to tell the right answer to that. So the correct answer to this is option number D, that is KVIC, okay. Some of you can guess from the question itself. So herein again, now let's move to the next ministry. It says Ministry of Rural Development. Now we are going to cover, and it asks consider following statements regarding Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana and choose the correct answer to this. See, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number D, all of the above, okay. So this Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, it was launched in the year 2000, and herein what was the aim? So the aim, it was to reach to all the habitats, to connect roads, to reach to every village, so that there is a connectivity, so there is no isolation that is there, right? So here in all of the following statement that are there, the all are correct. So World Bank has supported our Gram Sadak Yojana since its inception, since it has been established. Apart from that, unit of this program is a habitation and not a revenue village or a panchayat, okay. And then so we are talking about habitation, like everywhere where people are there, and urban roads are excluded from the purview of this program. This connects all the rural roads, right? And Rishabh also said that yes, this was launched in the year 2000. Now you have question number 30 in front of you. It asks about you Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan. Now see, much of the information you can get from the question itself. So it has been launched to provide immediate employment and livelihood opportunity to returnee Shramiks, who are the migrant workers, so who had migrated to another place, but because of this COVID situation they had to come back, and now they don't have any work, right? So for them this Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan was launched. So connected like that. So even if in our examination it was asked that for migrant workers or returnee Shramiks, what was the scheme that was launched, so you should be well aware of that it is Garib Kalyan Rozgar Yojana, okay. So the correct answer to this is option number C, Ministry of Rural Development. That is what we are doing, but sometimes people they forget that we are going ministry wise, right? So that can be tricky for some people. Next is recently Union Minister of Rural Development has launched Ombudsperson app for smooth reporting and categorization of grievance by Ombudsperson. Based on complaints received from various sources, the application is launched for which of the following schemes? Abhishek, wherever you find peace, some people they find peace in library. They don't feel distracted. Some people like to study in their room. So try both places wherein you feel like there is much of the peace that is available and you can focus. Go for that place, right? Then we have now people AFS. I can see writing Manrega. Okay. Then we have, yes, Nilesh said the correct answer to that there are 12 ministries that are available there. In the last question we are talking about Garib Kalyan, so there are 12 ministries, but that has been released under this particular one, right? So then we have Manrega. Fani says B, Pratiksha B, Hema, Suman, Rishabh, Rakhi, May, Sanket, Aditi, Challa, Tinku. Okay, and then Nisha also says Manrega, and yes, the correct answer to this is Manrega. So when we are studying about this scheme, let's just understand what Manrega is and let's just have a quick revision of it, right? Launch year, it is 2005. Nodal Ministry, Ministry of Rural Development. With eligibility, applicant must be 18 years of age and volunteer should be volunteering for the unskilled work. Okay, no skilled work is provided under Manrega. Then must be a part of some Gram Sabha. Okay, he should belong to a rural place. Aim is to provide right to work. So 100 days guarantee work is provided under Manrega scheme within 15 days of application. So within 15 days you have applied for the job, you will get, and that too within 5 kilometer radius of home. Talking about key feature, let me just move aside. And herein we're talking about the central government, it bears the full cost of unskilled labor and 75% of the cost of material. Okay, and wherein state government have to pay the unemployment allowance. What is this unemployment allowance? I'll tell you just after this particular point. And 25% of the material cost. So for material cost, it is 75% for the central government and 25% for the state government. While for the unskilled labor, whatever be the amount, that would be given by the central government. And this unemployment allowance is basically right to get unemployment allowance. So it says within 15 days you will get job. So what if you do not get? So if you do not get job within 15 days, you still get some allowance, and that would be your right for the unemployment that the government could not able to give you, the employment that government could not able to give you. Now that is all about this scheme. Let's move to question number 32. It says recently in March, with which of the following institution organization Ministry of Rural Development has signed an MOU to develop a sustainable model for promoting entrepreneurship at the grassroots by initiating Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program. And this also we have already covered, right? Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program. No, Aditya. Till now, the question there's no such have been asked, and usually it's same only for all the schemes. Rarely do there are chances that this percentage ratio it would be different. For example, for always center and northeast, it is usually 90s to 10 ratio only, right? So there are some differences you would find. Rest it's all same. Akhil says D. Nilesh, Dolly says D. Fani, Suman, Challa, Pratiksha, Aditi, Tinku, all are saying D. Yes, National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. It is the right answer to this. Okay. And yes, AFS has already answered on my behalf also that 60-40 is usually the ratio that has been given for the center sponsored schemes. Center sponsored are whereas the fund allocation it is divided between the center government and state government. So usually it is 60-40, and in case of North is as I already told you it is 90-10. Sometimes in some scheme it differ. Usually it's same. So the correct answer to this particular question number 33 here, and you're looking at it is option number E, all of the above. Okay. So see what happened if I tell you about this particular scheme which was launched in 1996. Initially, its name was Indira Awas Yojana. But then in 2015 it was revamped and it was named as Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So herein there are two categories, one is Gramin, one is for urban, right? So in Awas, as the name suggests, Awas is to provide home to the people who do not have any place to live, do not have any property. So for them it's that. So herein you can find all the key features that are mentioned in this, and all are targets that are there, all are correct. Next is question number 34, which is recently which of the following companies or institution has signed MOU with Ministry for Day NRLM. So there are two programs. One is Day NULM, that is for Urban Livelihood Mission, and one is for Rural Livelihood Mission. Okay, and herein you have to help empower local business self-help groups, especially those led by women, and bringing them. So herein MOU has been signed between Ministry of Rural Development along with one of the following apps. Here Nilesh says Flipkart, Aditi, Akhil, Raki, Funny. Raki says Flipkart. Yes, the correct answer to this is option number B, Flipkart. Okay, so they have signed this MOU with Flipkart, and whatever be the products that will be made by the self-help groups women, so they can sell that on the e-commerce platform. Herein we're talking about Flipkart. And next question is recently under which of the following initiative Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Mission has initiated a process of engaging 5,000 women self-help groups member as business correspondents for providing basic banking services in all the rural areas. Okay, so here is one initiative that has also been made for engaging 5,000 women, okay, as business correspondents. For what? For providing basic banking services, because usually in self-help groups we have observed that it's a very informal way of saving money, right? Everybody, they just club all the money they have, savings they have. So this particular thing has been done for it. So we are getting right answer: Nilesh, Aditi, Funny, Akhil, Aman, Mayank, Dolly. There are so many saying the right answer. Swati, Rakhi, then Tanu, Rishabh, Akash, Tinku. All are saying the correct answer. That is one Gram Panchayat, one business correspondent, Sakhi mission. Okay, this is the name of the mission. Let's quickly revise day and RLM scheme, because we have studied twice, right? So let's just have a quick revision of that. Launch year it is 2011, falls under the Ministry of Rural Development. Aim is to promote self-employment and organization of rural people. Beneficiaries are rural area, and then we have key features that it is a centrally sponsored scheme. Apart from that, it is implemented by special purpose vehicle. These are the government owned companies. Then universal social mobilization means including everyone, including women, SC, ST, all. Then we have target groups. They would be identified by PIP model, which is the participatory identification of poor. It is a kind of model which would it has its own calculations based on what the target groups they are being made. And next is financial inclusion, and sorry, I forgot to shift. In next question I will. Okay, so all are these part of DNRLM. Next question is question number 36. It says recently Ministry of Rural Development and Flipkart Internet has signed MOU to allow self-help groups producer including artisans. This MOU has been signed under. Now see why these kind of questions are asked, because sometimes questions can be asked in any of the form, right? So that is why these kind of questions, shuffling of them would help you make understand that what type of questions are asked. So you should be thorough with everything, and by now we already know the answer of this, right? So the correct answer it is National Rural Livelihood Mission. We have just seen in the previous questions only. Next comes question number 37. It asks, consider the following statement regarding National Social Assistance Program and choose the correct one. You have to tell which is the correct option among the following. See, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number B, that is B and C only. Why? Because this is a center sponsored scheme, and the scheme was launched in the year 1995, right? And this is what? This is a pension scheme. Although it falls under the Ministry of Rural Development, okay, do not get confused that if this is a pension scheme, it should fall under Ministry of Finance, right? So this is what you need to remember of that. Next come question number 38. It asks, under the Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme, monthly pension of dash is given to elderly age 60-79 years belonging to BPL category. So what is this money that has been assigned for them? See, the correct answer to this is option number C, that is rupees 200. And now let's look at about this scheme. So, what are the key features of Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme? So, it is a component of National Social Assistance Program that we have seen, and monthly pension of 200 is given for elderly age to 60 to 79. So, for 60 to 79, it is rupees 200, right? And then this pension increases to 500 per month upon attaining the age of 80 years. So, if you are 80 and above, then this is 500, but if you are between 60 to 79, then it is 200. And I'm looking at most of the people that who gave the right answer to this, right? So herein I look at Nilesh says E, Akhil says 200, Akarsh, AFS 200, then Swanti says 200, Fani also says C, Aditi C, Chala, Tinku, Tanu, and all are saying correct answer. Amardeep also said the correct answer to this. So you look at this. Now comes question number 9. It says, which of the following is the nodal ministry of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana? So herein you have the following options. See, the questions can be as simple as these one. The questions can be as tricky as asking a specific key features. Again, some of the questions you may be finding very easy, some of the question you may be finding very hard. And this is what the pattern of an examination is. In that you can get very basic question also. In that you will find moderate question also. And then in the same examination you will find tough questions also. So that is what this is all about. Because we are going ministry wise, so some of the things you may find it obvious, but then again we have to prepare how the examinations are asked in, the questions are asked in examination, right? So herein Nilesh D, Dolly D, and then AFS also says D. Fani, Pratiksha, Aditi, May, Suman, Tinku, Swanti, all are saying right correct answer. May, Rishabh, Rishi Pal, Sanket, Challa, Manisha, all are saying the correct answer. That is Ministry of Rural Development. And Devatam also said the correct answer. Then target of Shyama Prasad Mukherjee rural mission. This I've also already covered, right, in our government scheme playlist, is to create dash rural growth cluster across the country. So here is some target that the rural mission has. So urban, it arrived from the word rural and urban. So a place which have the essence of rural India, but then the facilities there are that of the urban India. Okay, so that is what the essence of the scheme is. And then I'm looking at the answers that already coming. D, many are saying Nilesh, Rishipal, Dolly, Aditi, May, AFS, Suman, Raki, Fani, Nikhil, Akhil, Pratiksha, Swanti, all are saying option number D, that is 300. Yes, 300 is the right answer to that. Question number 41, it says, under Indira Gandhi National Disability Pension Scheme, pension increases to dash per month attaining to 80 years. Now, I read that whole description so that to look at how much attentive you are. So now if you are attentive to the explanation, you can easily answer this question, and this is what reality check we are doing over here, that how much attentive you are. So give me the right answer to that. So May says 500, Akhil says 500, Nilesh, Aditi, Suman, Akhil, all are saying 500. And yes, the correct answer is 500, because we read that 200 was for till 79, right? 60 to 79. And then when the person reached 80, then the increment was 500. And I'm getting so many answers, and all are right. Akhil, Swanti, Raki, Sanket, Fani, Chalu, Tinku, Dolly, Rishabh, Manthan, Biswanath, Rishipal, Pratiksha, all are saying correct answers. Apologies if I forget someone names to take. Then Ministry of Labor and Employment. Now let's come to the next ministry, and it says, recently government has taken donate a pension initiative which allows any citizen to pay the premium amount on behalf of an unorganized worker. See, herein I have tried to include such schemes that were in news, that are not major ones, but you should be aware of that. That would help you in examination for sure. Even not in phase 1 only, but phase 2 also. That would help you. Now, with the subjective have been added. So the correct answer to this question, Nilesh, is option number B. And then we have Aditi, Nilesh, May, Akhil, Rakhi. Nilesh has deleted the answer and now shifted to D. Fani, Suman, Nilesh, Vishwanath. So many are giving Swanti, Rishabh, Akarsh, AFS. The correct answer to this is yes, Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. Okay, so herein uh, you have been given an opportunity to donate a pension to the workers who cannot actually save money for themselves. So you can donate a pension for them. Next is question number 43. Herein you're looking at, I'll give you time to read to reply. Read it आराम से and then reply. Nilesh says A. I'll take two more answers and then I'll tell the right answer to this one. Aditi says A and then AFS says all, Vedant says A. Okay, so many people have replied. The correct answer is option number only A and B. Why not C? Because this is 70. So let's understand about this scheme. Herein you can look at eligibility criteria, all are there, and key features are also there. Just go through that. That is all. That's not a major scheme, but yes, question can be asked. So here is all the information that you need to know. Okay. Atul, there are offers that are currently going on. In fact, today only you have 40 plus 10% off that you can apply for, or you can call. You can look at our contact number over here, and you can look at the mail over here, right? You can contact them. You can tell them situation, and whatever be in our hand, we'll do. So you can contact in these two numbers. So now we're coming to Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and herein you have first question that how much amount has been allocated to Union Budget 2022-23 under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Okay, so budget questions very important. Asked in your examination. So do that. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number B, that is 48,000 crore. Okay, so 48,000 crore has been allocated for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. And we have Nilesh, Vishwajit, and we have who else saying the correct answer? Dolly, Akhil, Aditi, Suman, AFS, Rakhi, Akarsh, May, Swanti did not say the correct answer. Suman. Then we have Sanket, Tinku, Rishabh. So herein you can look at that 18 lakh houses will be completed. That was said by the Union's Finance Minister. Okay, for the identified eligible beneficiaries that are under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, both for rural and urban. Because I told you there are two in 2015. When the name was changed also, it was revamped, so rural and urban both are added to it, right? So that has been allocated 48,000, that has been crore has been added for this purpose. Next is question number 45. It says, which of the following is our key features of Amrut initiative? You have to tell which of the following is or are the initiative, the features of this initiative. So see, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number D, all of the above. So all of the above, all of the key features that have been mentioned here, all are right. Okay, and herein I'm getting answer also. Aditi is the first one to say the right answer. That is option number D. Then we have May, Chala, Vishwajit, Suman, Dolly. There are mix of answers, right? So let's have a quick revision. And for Amrut also, it has a full form that you can see. I've purposely incorporated here, so after that you can just have a read of it, because question can be asked. So the full form is Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, and it is in the 2.4 phase that we're talking about. Launch year is 2021, and Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs is the ministry to it. Aim is to make 4,700 town cities water secure, and objective is to provide 100% coverage of water supply to all the household. Herein, when we're talking about key features, so it is said that 100% coverage of sewerage and steppage in 500 Amrut cities that have been identified will be taken care of. After that, focus will be on recycling and using of the treated wastewater, and herein the aim is also to protect the freshwater bodies. It is a center sponsored scheme, and then we have Amrut 2.0 mission will be promoted by PPP model. Okay, so see, these are some of the key features which are quite important, but there are rest also. Do give a read of them as well. Next is question number 46. It says, recently Secretary Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs have chaired the initiative Labhartiyo Se Rubaru, which have been launched to monitor progress under Dash by directly interacting with beneficiaries. So you have to tell that it is a part of which of the following initiative. Yes, Debatam, at least even I am also surprised. It's good, it's amazing, it's surprising, but yes, it is how it is. So the correct answer, it is question number 46, B, Dolly, B, Rakhi, B, Nilesh, Urban, PMAY, Urban, then Suman, B, Aditi, Pratiksha, Akarsh, Shubhi, Tinku, Pooja, Swanti, Saloni, all are seeing the correct answer, and the correct answer is option number B only, that is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, urban. Here we're not talking about Gramin, we're talking about urban. Next is question number 47. It says, which of the following is implementing agency of PM Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi, that is PM Swanidhi scheme? The correct answer to this particular question, it is option number B, SEBI. Okay, so SEBI is the correct answer to this. It is the implementing agency of Swanidhi scheme, and the full form of the scheme has already been given in the question itself, that is PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. Now let's have a quick revision of that. And okay, so herein by mistake I have taken of Amrut only, so we'll just skip it, right? So now let's move to the next question. It says question number 48, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban aims to make around how many town cities water secure? See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number D, that is 4,700 only, and that we have already covered, right? Next is question number 49. It says, which of the following is implementing agency of PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi? Okay, so apologies, there is uh, some error in the question. Okay, and I'll correct it in the PDF. I'll correct it. For now, I think we should go to the next question, right? Next is question number 50. It says, which of the following UTs has won the best performing UTs in the Safai Mitra Suraksha Challenge 2019 under the Swachh Bharat Mission 2.2, right? And you have to tell the correct answer to that. That which of the following UTs have got the best performing UTs, and this was for the Safai Mitra Suraksha Challenge 2021, which was given under Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0. So AFS and Aditi are the one to tell. That is option number E, Chandigarh, right? And Pooja also said the right answer. So here in see Chandigarh, it has been certified as 1-star garbage free in the recently conducted star rating assessment of garbage free city 2021. Okay, and it was under Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0. Okay, and it was also recognized that commitment to transform manhole to machine hole by winning best performing UTs and Safai Mitra Suraksha Challenge 2021. And now let's revise about our Swachh Bharat Mission urban. U is urban, that is for a 2.0. Launch year, it is 2021, and it is nodal ministries of urban development. when we're talking about urban over here, then it is urban development. Aim is to make the cities completely free of garbage, and herein when we talk about key features, so it is a central sponsored scheme and on sustaining the sanitation. And so here in the focus, it is on what? It is on sustaining the sanitation and solid waste management expenses. All right. And then herein what will happen again, sorry I forgot to shift, and herein mechanical sweepers deployed in national clean air program cities, and basically 5 cities will be chosen on 5 lakh population and more, and therein national clean program would be implemented, right? So now let's move to next question, and which will belong to the different ministry, and it is agriculture and farmers welfare. So herein yeah, so as I told you about the full form have been asked in examination only, right? So herein you can find this is snippet from the previous your last year question paper only, and herein it has been asked what is the full form, what is a particular alphabet stands in a particular scheme, right? So herein you have the option. So again, I I haven't, I can put all the snippet in every question, but that would not be of any use, right? So there have been incorporate, I have incorporated cooperation in between, and herein you can have a look. And similarly, so you have to tell in that R, what does it stands for. So I'm already getting the answer, rejuvenation, people are saying. So Akhil says rejuvenation, and then who else we have? Nilesh says C, Bishwanath, Tanu, Suman, Rakhi, Dolly, Aditi, Shubhi, all are saying option number C, and yes, rejuvenation is the right answer to this, right? So now let's have a quick revision of that. So launch year it is 2007, ministries, agriculture and farmers welfare, and implementing agency. So it will be implemented by the state agriculture development. Aim is to making a remunerative income activity made basically to rejuvenate, to get back to life for the economic activity that would be performed by the farmers, that are performed by the farmers. Here in talking about key features, we are talking about pre and post harvest infrastructure. We are talking about promoting agri entrepreneurship innovations. Objective is to strengthen farmers effort. Then apart from that, to provide autonomy, flexibility states to promote value chain addition, to mitigate risk of farmers, to improve youth, and it is a center sector scheme, right? See, most of the people who are finding it very fast, again I'm saying that I'm not explaining these things. So see, this is a revision sessions. Much of the scheme have already been discussed in the regular sessions, right? So herein it's just for the revision purpose, and that is why I'm going fast for mind map I've made for your revision, okay? That how much do you really retain, so that is why it's all fast. Next is question number 51, which says which of the following statement regarding PM Kisan Samman Nidhi is not true, that you have to tell. See, the correct answer to this is option number E, none of the above, means all of the statement they are true. Okay, so let's have a quick revision. So herein all the snippet that is you can find. So PM Kisan, it is the launch year, it is 2019, but it was effective from 2018. Official launch was in 19. Funding is 100% funding by the central government. It means it is a center sector scheme, right? Apart from that, now nodal ministry you're looking at, it is already we know, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Objective is to provide income support to all eligible landholding farmers and their families. And key features you can look at that 6,000 per year will be given in 3 equal installment of rupees 2,000 every 4 months, okay? And these will be identified by whoever the families, they would be identified by the state or UT governments, okay? And in this, funds are not allocated, these are not individually allocated, but they are sanctioned state wise to the strength of the farmers that a particular state has. Next is question number 52. It says which of the following is are not the key features of Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. What is this scheme, what is all about, that you have to tell the right answer. So this Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, it is for Paramparagat, means traditional. Our traditional way was of organic farming. Then we shifted towards chemicals and stuff during the green revolution, right? So herein the government, it wants India or the farmers to go back to their traditional method, because that is more environmental friendly, right? And it is also in fact economically viable for the farmer as well. So for 52, I'm looking at E. Suman Singh, end up saying E. Akhil Aditi Vishwanath. Okay, and yes, the correct answer is that is none of the above. Okay, and herein also you can find the snippet that you can revise afterwards, right? You can find the aim, that is to increase the soil fertility which has been deteriorated due to the frequent use of chemicals, right? And to take care of its health, and also to give healthy food to the people as well. Launch year 2015, nodal ministry agriculture and farmer welfare. There are two components associated with it. One is model organic cluster demonstration and another is model organic farming, right? So these are all the things that you can find. Next is question number 53 on your screen. It says union government has allocated dash for Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. All the budget allocation, do remember that. Even in fact, especially of the flagship programs at least. So see, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number D, that is 15,500 crore that has been allocated for 2022-2023, and it has in last year budget it was 16, right? But now it has been downgraded to 15,500. So people who are giving A answer, that was for the last year budget. For this year it is not that. Okay, this year it has been reduced. I think for now only Akash has said the right answer. So see the key features of this scheme. This percentage can be important. I'll tell you what is important from particular scheme or not. So herein uniform premium of 2% to be paid for Kharif. So for Kharif, how much payment is that? It is 2%. And for the Rabi crops, it is what? It is 1.5%. Okay. And for commercial crops, it is 5%. Do remember this data for which type of crop, what is the percentage or the premium would be there. Okay. And rest from that, you can look at the technology will be encouraged. Premium rates will be paid at very low. So the interest rate would be very low to that, so that the farmers they can afford it. And there is no upper limit on government subsidy. Even if balance is 90% also, there would be no upper limit to that. Next comes health and family welfare. Question number 54, it says, who among the following are the beneficiaries under Mission Indradhanush? So you have to tell who are the beneficiaries under Mission Dhanush. It is currently its fourth phase has been launched, right? So that is why this particular scheme was recently in news. You should be aware of that. See the right answer to this question, it is option number A, that is A, children below age 2. Now let's have a quick revision of that. Launch year 2014 and it falls under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Then we have aim, it is to expand immunization coverage to all the children across India with beneficiaries below 2 age, and all the pregnant women, they are covered under the scheme. And can you tell that how many vaccinations are there, the number that are there under the scheme? So that you have to tell me. And now let's look at the key features. So herein these are the areas wherein this particular program would focus on. So that is the high risk areas that have been identified by the polio eradication program. Apart from that, the areas which have low routine immunization coverage and areas with vacant centers, they would be focused on this, and areas with missed routine immunization sessions will also be taken care of that. So the question that I asked about the immunization, so many are giving the right answer to that. And herein Nilesh said 12. Yes, 12 is the right answer. Okay. Yes, Aditi, 12 is the right answer. And then we had smaller village, hamlet, all will be taken care under this. Next is question number 55 on your screen. It says, which of the following are the key features of Janani Suraksha Yojana? And here in the following features, and you have to tell the correct answer to that. Rishabh also said the correct answer, which is 12. See the correct answer to this question. Okay, I'll give you some time. It's a lengthy question. So Nilesh comes up. He says option number D. All of the above. Sonam says D. And the correct answer here is option number B. B and C only. It is a center sponsored scheme. Okay. Next is question number 56 on your screen. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is a joint initiative of the Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Education, and so it is a joint initiative of three of the ministries. Two of them are given, and you have to tell the third one. Rishabh says option number B, Health and Family Welfare. Nilesh says B, Suman says sponsored. Yeah, the previous one. Pratiksha B, Dolly B, Health and Family. AFS said that, and yes, Health and Family Welfare is the third ministry that has joined hands with Ministry of Women and Child Development and Ministry of Education for Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Next comes question number 57 on your screen. It says consider following statement regarding mission for integrated development of horticulture and choose the correct ones. Okay, so here are three. That is it a center sector scheme? Then this scheme is a sub scheme of Green Revolution Krishonati Yojana, and lastly National Horticulture Mission is one of the submission of the discussed scheme. So you have to tell the right answer to that. See the correct answer to this particular question, as Nilesh is saying B. Do we have all AFSA? All Aditi says B, Suman says B, Pratiksha says C, Dolly. It's a mix of answers that I'm getting, but B and C only are the right answer to this, so it becomes a center sponsored scheme. So just because there were some of the questions earlier which said about that all the options are right, so you are thinking that all are right. So these are the tricks that we follow. Question number 58, it says consider the following statement regarding the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana and choose the correct answer. So here are the following options. Now, this we have just read and I told you that this data is important. So if anybody gives wrong answer to this, no, I won't take the person names afterwards. So you have to tell the right answer to this, because this we have already done. So Nilesh says 58 A and B only. AFS also says A and B. I'll wait for one more answer. Akhil says A. Dolly, Aditi, yeah, all are saying yes, A and B. Because this premium we just looked at, and for commercial and horticulture crops, it was 5%, right? But for the rest, it's the wrong over here. Next is question number 59. It's a recently Union Cabinet has approved the national rollout of Ayushman Bharat Mission, digital mission, which is with the budget of dash for 5 years. That you have to tell the correct answer. See, the correct answer to this is option number C, that is 1600 crore. And herein, Aditi gave the right answer, and Akhil also, and Dolly. Next comes Ministry of Jal Shakti. The first question on your screen, it says consider the following statement regarding Jal Shakti Abhiyan. So herein you have three options and you have to tell which is the correct answer to this. Was it theme catch the rain where it falls when it falls? It covers only rural areas of the district. So you have to tell that Jal Shakti is just for the rural areas but for the urban areas as well. And then setting up of Jal Shakti Kendras and intensive afforestation are part of this campaign. So you have to tell if that's true or not. And do let me know if I'm lagging, because uh, I think it's lagging. Akhil says option number C. Nilesh says C. Pankaj says C. Akash says C. And yes, it's C only. A and C is the right answer to that. Right. Next is question number 61. It says recently Jal Jeevan Mission has achieved milestone of providing tap water to every home in 100 districts of the country. Which of the following district have become the 100th Har Ghar Jal district? You have to tell the correct answer to that. And herein previous one explanation, Aditi says not only for rural but urban also. That's true. Nilesh also said that. Suman also said that. And now Debatam, I don't know if said for previous one or this one. Akhil says Chamba. AFS says Chamba. Aditi A. Suman A. Akash A. Nilesh, Dolly, Challa, Akash, Manthan, AFS, Tinku, Newly, Pankaj. Yes, A. Chamba. That is in our Himachal Pradesh is the correct answer to that. Question number 62. How much amount has been allocated to Har Ghar Jal in Union Budget to provide tap water to 3.8 crore households? So, what is the budget allocation for this particular program that you have to tell, or the initiative? See, the correct answer over it is option number. I'm getting mixed answer for that. See, the correct answer to this is option number C, 60,000 crore. Okay. Budgets, very important. What budget allocation has been done for which scheme? Now let's have a quick revision of Jal Jeevan Mission. Launch year is 2019 and it falls under the Ministry of Jal Shakti, that we know. Aim is to provide safe and adequate drinking water through individual household tap connection by 2024, and herein beneficiaries are all the household in rural India. Key features are functional household tap connection, and then we have promote and ensure voluntary ownership. Means herein we're talking about Shramdan, that the person, if he wants to contribute some amount or some money for the purpose of functional household tap connection, or if they want to work as a labor and everything, that comes under the voluntary ownership. And then the National Rural Drinking Water Program has been subsumed into Jal Jeevan Mission. Okay, so this is something that you should remember. So next comes, it is a center sponsored scheme also, that you should remember. Next comes the Ministry of Women and Child Development. All right. So now next question, it's asked, government implements Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana under the umbrella Integrated Child Development Service Scheme. Tagline of Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana is. So I think that was the question, which was there was an error in one of the slides, right, in the previous one. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number B, Matru Shakti, Rashtra Shakti. Okay, so this is the right answer to that. Next comes question number 64, that which of the following service is not provided under the integrated child development services? This I have also covered in one of our sessions in our government schemes. So you can have a look on that if you don't know about this scheme. Herein I'm now getting the answers. I'm still getting answers for 63, waiting for someone to tell answer of 64. So Akhil comes up, he says option number E, and Rishabh says C, Ankit says B. So here is a mix of answer. The correct answer, yes, is health insurance services. You would not get insurance under this ICDS scheme. Okay, you will get supplementary nutrition, immunization checkups, and then we had checkups, health checkups, nutrition, health education, but you won't be getting any insurance for that. Now let's look at another, as I told you that now we'll do a mix of the schemes, that are one or two schemes that from her every ministry for better understanding. Question number 65, it says, recently which of the following destination has been included under Prasad scheme of the Ministry of Tourism? And you have to tell the right answer to that. So I'm getting the answers. 65, I'm waiting for 65. Nile says D. Amandeep says D. Dolly says D. See, the correct answer to this is yes, option number D, Purna Dham. This particular scheme, Prasad scheme, it has been launched to rejuvenate all the spiritual places that exist here in India. Okay, and to better to do better infrastructure there, to connect, to link one dham to another, so that the tourism it increases, right? So that is the right answer to that. Next comes question number 66 on your screen. It says, recently which of the following competition has been launched by Union Minister of Power under revamped distribution sector scheme to find technology driven solutions? Okay, so you have to tell what is the name of that scheme. The right answer to this particular question, it is option number A, that is Powerthon 2022. So Powerthon 2022, it was launched by which ministry? It was launched by Ministry of Power. Okay, and it comes under which scheme? It comes under revamped distribution sector scheme. See, much of the things that you get, you will find in the question only, that you need to remember for the examination, and more than that the question won't be asked from this. Okay, this is the maximum that will be asked. Next is question number 67. It says, which of the following are the key features of WAF institution or WAF board scheme? And herein you're finding the following options, and you have to tell the right answer to that. I'm waiting for the answers. So Aditi, she comes up, she says 67B. And who else? So Arnab says D, FA says all, Suman says D. See, the correct answer to this is option number B, that is B and C only. And why not A? Because the renamed herein, you have every detail that is provided here. It has been renamed as Shahri Waf Sampatti Vikas Yojana. See, basically this scheme, I'll be honest with you, there are rarest of the rarest chances that this scheme could come, but this has been used for last 2 to 3 months. So basically every month there was some news that was associated with this, so it's for safer side, it's better that if we do this scheme. All right, and rest of the information that you can find that are present in here. Next is question number 68, that is on your screen. It says, recently Ministry of Food Processing Industries informed that Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana has been extended to the period of. So you have to tell the correct answer to this. Aditi, she says, okay, so that's the previous one. For previous one, she said. See, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number E, that is 2015-16. Okay, that is from the extension, and even if you look, most of the schemes, they have been extended to 2015-16, 25-26 only. All right, there are rare that have not, but rest they have been 25 to 26. So for that, Akhil, Aditi, Amandi, Aman, हाँ अमरदीप, डॉली, देवतम, पंकज, AFS, टिंकू, चल्ला, ऋषभ, Ornab, Akash, Suman, Rakhi, Akash, Dolly, all have said the correct answer. Let's have a quick revision of this. Launch year 2017. It falls under the Ministry of Food Processing. Funds are Center Sector Scheme. Aim here is to create modern infrastructure for efficient food supply. Basically, because what happened, a farmer, he harvests the crop, but then there is no storage facility that is available. So the farmer, he has to sell the rates at whatever rate, price rate that he is getting. So if he had a better storage facility, or he had such facilities, so that he can sell the products to far off places where there he would go, he will get more of the money. So such infrastructure will be taken care under this Sampada scheme, and efficient supply chain management will also be taken care of. Key feature is to improve shelf life and steady revenue. Shelf life is by creating such infrastructure that can hold that can make the shelf life, or the living capacity of all the vegetables, fruits, for a longer period of time, and then it will give steady revenue to farmers. Talking about objective, creation of modern infrastructure for food and processing will be one of the objective, to create effective backward and forward linkage, and then to create robust supply chain. So I have already covered this scheme. If you want, you can look at in the government scheme session. Here is just a quick revision to that we have done. Next is question number 69, that is on the screen, that which of the following are the objectives of Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen phase 2. Herein we are talking about Grameen, we are not talking about urban. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number D, all of the above. Okay, so all of the above, they are the objectives of this particular phase. Okay. Next is question number 70. Which of the following are the components of Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana? So you have to tell which of the following is the right answer to this. The correct answer to question number 70, it is option number A. That is A and B only. Why not C? Because herein 20 lakh has been written, right? So herein Nilesh, Aditi, AFS, not AFS, said the correct answer. Then Akash, Amardeep, Akhil, Challa, Pankaj, Ornab, Dolly, Akash, Swanti, AFS, Nilesh, Rishabh, Devatam, Rakhi, all are saying correct answer. Rishabh saying the correct answer. Then Swati Prakash, yes, A and B is the right answer to that because this should have been 10 lakh and not 20 lakh. Can anybody tell me for Stand Up India, what is the range of the amount or the loan that can be taken under Stand Up India? So that is also in news, and do tell me. So that Stand Up India, it is for encouraging women entrepreneurs as well as for the SC/ST. So you tell me what is the range that is for that. Then we'll move ahead and look at the next question. Till then, now let's look at question number 71. It says, which of the following are the key features of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana? Sorry. So I'm getting Nilesh, Akhil, Dolly, Rishabh, Riya, Aditi, AFS. All are saying that it's 10 lakh to 1 crore. Yes, someone is saying 10 lakh to 1 crore. That is the loan that you can avail under the Stand Up India. And yes, as Rishabh said, one SC/ST women. Nilesh says A, Aditi says A of this answer. Nilesh and Aditi having a tough fight for first, who would give the first answer. Pratiksha, Challa, Ornab, Manthan, and then Amardeep, AFS, Nilesh says the correct answer is option number A and B only. Okay, so you won't be getting 5,000 for each cooking gas connection. Okay, so herein you can look at what is the difference of the phase 1 and phase 2 is. Launch year for phase 1, that was May 2026, but then the second phase of it was launched in August 2021. Launch place of the first phase was Balia, Uttar Pradesh, and that of the second phase was Mahoba, Uttar Pradesh. Ministry would be same for both the phases, that is Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gases, and herein the aim is to provide LPG. See, initially the aim was to provide LPG connection to poor household, but then that was the aim shifted with phase 2 to provide maximum benefits to the migrants. So the person who have shifted from one place to another, migrants, they get the maximum benefit out of it. Target initially for phase 1 was to release 8 crore LPG connection by March 2020. And then additional 1 crore LPG connections were added as the target for Ujjwala Yojana phase 2, right? Now let's come to the next question. It says question number 72. Which of the following are the components of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Uttam Maha Abhiyan scheme? So this is the full form of KUSUM. Again, so do not skip the full forms. KUSUM full form is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Uttam Uttan Maha Abhiyan. Okay, and you have to tell which of the following is the right answer to that. And then we will study about it. Right answer to question number 72, Nilesh says option number D. See, the correct answer to this is option number D. Yes, 1 and 2 only. Okay, what is the difference? Let's understand. So herein we are looking at the component of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Uttan Maha Abhiyan scheme. Okay, component is 10,000 megawatt of decentralized ground mounted grid connection renewable power plant of individual plant size up to 2 megawatt will be provided. Okay, then renewable power plants of capacity 500 kilowatt to 2 megawatt will be set up over barren, fallow agriculture land or pasture land, marshy land. Okay, so herein you're looking at, and we are talking about, when talking about component B, installation of 20 lakh standalone solar powered agriculture pumps we are talking about, and then 15 lakh grid connected agriculture pumps. All right, so that is why that last statement was wrong. Next is question number 73. Recently, Union Minister of Commerce and Industry has launched the Innovation Weather-Based Crop Insurance Scheme for cardamom, which is a joint initiative of Spice Board and which of the following agencies. So, herein you have to take care of the weather-based crop insurance schemes that we are talking about. Akhil says 73C. And then we have Nilesh says C. The correct answer to this is C, option number C, Agricultural Insurance Company of India. Next comes question number 74 on your screen. It says, which of the following are the key features of TOPS scheme? See, the correct answer to this is option number D, all of the above. What is the full form of TOPS? It is Target Olympic Podium Scheme, right? So this was launched in 2014, revamped in 2018, and what is the aim of this particular scheme? So that is to select athletes and the people and the youth who has the capability to perform well in the Olympics, then to train to them, and that is why all of the following options that you are looking at, they all are true. So Akhil also gave the full form of his, that is Target Olympic Podium, and Dolly also said the same, right? And Ria said the correct answer, Suman, Anisha said the correct answer, and Aditi also gave the full form, which is correct. Question number 75 on your screen, it says, under the Khelo India scheme, each athlete selected shall receive an annual scholarship of what for 8 consecutive years. So here in government, it is focusing, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, it focusing on much on the uh, games and sports promotion in India, right? See, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number B, 5 lakh. Okay, so 5 lakh will be given for 8 consecutive years. Okay, and now let's have a quick revision to that. And launch year of is 2017, and it falls under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Aim is to develop grassroots level talent by providing them with national level platform, and beneficiaries are all the youths. Key features, it is center sector scheme, and herein Pan India Sports Scholarship will be given. What is Pan? It is presence across nation. Okay, so it means all over India. Presence across nations. And then apart from that, we have annual scholarship worth 5 lakh for 8 consecutive years that will be given. Aim is to promote 20 universities to include sports and do things for that, and 12 components are there under this scheme that you can do, that you can read here. And currently we are just doing a revision, that is for your revision sake, that 12 components have been mentioned over here. Question number 76, it says, what is the tagline of Poshan Abhiyan? So you have to tell, see, Poshan scheme, it is different, Poshan Abhiyan, it is different. Okay, Poshan scheme is your midday meal scheme, right? So herein I'm now getting the answer. Akhil says option number B, Nilesh says D, Arnab says B, FS says C. So here a mix of answer that I'm getting, but the correct answer to this is option number B, Sahi Poshan Desh Roshan. Okay, so this is Poshan Abhiyan, it is different, and then Poshan scheme that you should keep in mind. Okay. Question number 77 here, looking at recently Atal Innovation Mission has declared the results for ATL Space Challenge 2021, which was launched to enable innovation among school students to create something in space sector. This challenge was launched in collaboration with ISRO and which of the following organization? See, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number B, CBSE. So CBSE along with ISRO and AIM, that is our Atal Innovation Mission, they all came together for the ATL Space Challenge 2021. Okay, Akhil said the correct answer to that, and Aditi said correct answer, AFS Apart from that, Devatam, Anisha all said the correct answer. Yes, CBC is the correct answer to that. Let's have, okay, so again, Khelo India thoda aage piche ho gaya. Let's have a quick revision of Khelo India only, right? So launch year 2017, Ministry of Sports, then aim, grassroots level talent. Beneficiaries, we already looked at youth. Key features here in our central sector scheme. Then we had Pan India's presence, we looked at scholarship of 5 years, aim to 20 universities and 12 components. Let's come to question number 78 quickly, which says which of the following is the implementing agency of Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, Saubhagya. So this Saubhagya, it should be written in capital form, and the full form of it is Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana. So you have to tell that what is the implementing agency of this particular scheme, all right? See the correct answer to this question 78, Nilesh says B, and the correct answer to this is yes, option number B, that is Rural Electrification Corporation Limited. There is some issue with the slides over here. Apologies for that. I'll change the mind maps. I've already made them, but then in PPT there's some technical error, I guess, that happened. I'll incorporate that and you'll find the right PDF in your Telegram channel. Next is Operation Green Scheme is a sub scheme of. Okay, so you have to tell that which of the following is the sub scheme of Operation. Which of the following scheme comprises of Operation Green Schemes, all right? The correct answer to question number 79, it is option number A, that is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Okay, so Kisan Sampada Yojana comprises of Operation Green Scheme. Next is question number 80 on your screen. It says which of the following is or are the components of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. So you have to look at the following components and you have to tell which of the following is the correct option to that. The correct answer is option number E, that is none of the above. Okay. Look at the Sampada. So it was launched here in 2017, Ministry of Food Processing, and it is a center sector scheme. The aim is to create modern infrastructure. We have already seen improved shelf life, modern infrastructure, backward and forward language. See, there is some error in the slide. Apologies again, but then we'll do something about it. Okay, I'll incorporate all the changes. Now let's jump to question number 81. Consider the following statement regarding Prime Minister Wi-Fi Access Network Interface Scheme and choose the correct ones. Okay. Nilesh says option number D. And the correct answer to this is all of the above. All of these are the Wi-Fi. In fact, Wi-Fi scheme was asked in your last year paper also in phase 1. Okay, so it is Wi-Fi access scheme, that is PM Vani scheme. You have to tell what is the correct answer to this, and the following are the options that you are looking at, and all are correct to it. So herein, what the scheme is all about, it envisages setting up of public Wi-Fi networks and to access points by local kirana and neighborhood shops, okay, through public data offices. And this should be set up by public data office aggregators and to provide public Wi-Fi hotspot through public data offices, okay. And there shall be no license fee for providing broadband internet through these public Wi-Fi networks. There should be nothing, okay. Yes, the question number 80. Okay, so the question number 80, the answer should be all of the above, because all of the above are components and not none of the above. Okay. For once, I thought in the question not has been mentioned, and that is why I replied to none of the above only. But now I'm looking at the comments, and I realized that there was not present in the question. So yes, all of them are the components of that. So do recheck it. Okay. Next is question number 82. It says identify the scheme by the key features mentioned below. So you have been given the key features and you have to tell that which of the following scheme are we talking about in this particular scheme. So the correct answer to this question, it is option number A, that is Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti Yojana. Okay, so this in Gati Shakti, all the infrastructure plans, they have been clubbed together, right? And so that every ministry, they can check or they can coordinate before making any infrastructure in a particular place, because usually happens a particular ministry does it work, and the next ministry, when it works, they break everything that is already present there. For example, in a road, optical fibers are implanted later on, so road it is the roads are dug, right? So everything, so this Gati Shakti, in a common portal, all the information from all the ministries will be there, so that there is a proper coordination of that. And herein, you're looking at this is the wrong mind map to this. Let's come to question number 83. It says, scheme for grant of award to the good Samaritan who has saved life of victim of fatal accident involving a motorcycle by administrating immediate assistance and rushing to hospital trauma center within the golden hour of the accident to provide medical treatment, has been launched by which ministry? So this scheme name, it is quite big. As you can see, the basic concept, it is of the good Samaritan only. Okay, if I write in short, Good Samaritan. So you have to tell that this Good Samaritan scheme, it has been launched by which of the following ministry? So herein Nilesh says option number C, Aditi says C, Akkar says C, AFS Road, Devatam C, Akhil D. Riya says C, AFS, Nilesh 5k price. Okay, so they have started giving extra information as well. Yes, it is the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. So this, see, Good Samaritan is this award is for someone who helped someone who was suffering, who was victim of a road accident, so to take them to the hospital, to do whatever the basic things that are required so that the life of that person can be saved. So Road Transport and Highways, uh, they have launched this award that would be given by the state and the UTs government, UTs, to the people who do such good sake, and then 5,000 will be awarded, and thrice a person can be awarded in a year, right? Like for 3 times the government they give award, and that is for the Good Samaritan award. Next is question number 84, that is on your screen. Recently, Ministry of Food Processing Industry in association with NAFED has launched the first one district one product, Delhi Bakes, in the bakery product category of the Dash scheme. So you have to tell the name of the scheme. So the correct answer to this question, it is option number A, that is formalization for microfruit processing. Herein you can find all the information that you are required regarding this particular scheme. It was launched in 2020, and here is the model nodal ministry, that is Ministry of Food Processing Industry. Tenure is for 5 years starting from 2020-21, and objective is to provide financial, technical and business support for upgradation of existing micro food processing enterprises. And rest of the key features and funding patterns also you can find in the particular slide only, right? Next comes question number 85. It says PM Kisan Sampada scheme said to create modern infrastructure with efficient food supply chain management from farm gate to the function. This scheme comes under the which of the following ministries, that you have to tell. Okay, so Sampada, it comes under either it comes under agriculture and farmer welfare, or under the Ministry of Food Processing Industry, or the chemical and fertilizer, environment, forest and climate. The correct answer to this is option number, Nilesh says option number B, food processing industries, and yes, food processing industries is the right answer to that. Coming to question number 86, it says which of the following is or are the features of Swamitva scheme. Now we are talking about Swamitva scheme over here, and you have to tell what is the correct answer to that. Herein I'm getting the answer. So herein Devtam, Aditi, Nilesh, Akhil saying B, Dolly says E, sorry C, E, then Tinku, E, Akash, Anisha, Pankaj, Rishabh, Akash, Rakhi, Riya, Suman, all are saying E, and yes, E is the correct answer. What is the basic concept of Swamitva scheme? That is to survey the place, the land that is present in villages, because here in urban areas we do have boundaries that has been made, but in the rural areas there is no such thing, right? So proper registration of the land, proper boundaries will be taken care under this particular scheme, and herein all the villages of India they will be covered, and collaboration with Survey of India will also be done for the mapping that which land belongs to which person, or is it belong to government, and other such things. And drone technology will also be used for the precision, and this core technology core network will also be used. Next comes question number 87 on your screen. It says the scheme Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana had been restructured and launched as. So you have to tell that this scheme has been restructured as which of the following schemes. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number A, that is Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Livelihood Mission. And then in that also we studied that there is one for rural, one is rural mission and one is urban mission. But the basic concept is to provide skill development for the livelihood of the people living in that particular area, right? We have Nilesh, Suman, Akhil, Rakhi, Aditi, Amardeep saying the right answer to that. Devutam, A, Anisha, and Pankaj no said the wrong answer. Dolly said the correct answer. Next comes question number 89, that who among the following are not eligible for Mudra scheme? So you have to tell from the following that who are not available for the Mudra scheme. See, the correct answer to this, until you reply, Pankaj, see, I've already answered this. Uh, Usually it is for safer side, it is said that whichever schemes that are there for past 1 year, that are very important. But if you do not have time, first go for 4 months. Okay, so exam is on May, so for somewhere around January, December, you should start preparing. Then go some months back. So I would suggest somewhere around October, study all the schemes. That would be for now, considering the time you have been left with, that would do. Right. So the correct answer to this is option number Aditi says B. Ornav says A, someone says C. So we are getting mix of answers. So the correct answer is option number B. Person who wants to avail loan for farming. See, under Mudra loan, you can avail loan for agriculture. Wait, the pen is not working. You can avail loan for agriculture, allied activities. But allied means that are associated with it. But you cannot take loan for farming. Okay, so you cannot take loan for farming under Mudra Yojana. Next is question number 90. PM Kusum scheme comes under which ministry? Sometimes we do, but then we forgot to which ministry does it fall under. And I think that must be happening to some of you also. So let's see how much do you retain, or this is after this I am sure you won't be able to forget. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number C, that is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So Kusum falls under that. Next is your question number 91 on your screen. It says recently central government has approved the proposal for continuation of 7 existing sub schemes under the scheme Relief and Rehabilitation of Migrants and Repatriates for the period 21-22 to 25-26. This have been approved with a total outlay of, in short, just tell me what is the budget allocation for this scheme, right? See, the correct answer over here, it is option number A, that is 1452 crore. That is the correct answer to this. All right. Now let's move to next question. It says how much amount has been allocated in the budget for the year 22-23 for the Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen, and not the urban one, the Grameen one. Okay. See, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number B, that is 7192 crore that has been allocated for that. See, the correct answer to this question, it is option number E, that is 100. So 100 startups will be taken care of. And herein, next question, it is which of the following is our components of Power Tax India scheme? So you have to tell what is this Power Tax India scheme, and also also tell me that to which ministry does this scheme belong. Let's see. See, the correct answer to this particular question, it is option number E, that is all of the above, and it falls under the Ministry of Textile. Ministry of Textiles. Okay, so this is the Ministry of Textile. That is the correct answer to this particular question. Next, that is, this is the last question for you today. It is which of the following are the key features of production linked incentive scheme for large scale electronic manufacturing? Okay, so you have to tell the correct answer to this particular question. And Nilesh and Tinku said the correct answer to the last one, and Aditi also, Rishabh also, that was Ministry of Textile. Swati also said the correct answer. Now last question for today, question number 95, and you have the following options and you have to tell what is the correct answer to this. Aditi says option number D, that is all of the above. See, the correct answer to this is option number just B and C. Okay, so that is option number B and C, because that is not for the 8 years. Okay, so herein for the 6 years this particular scheme has been offered. So see, PLI, the product linked incentive scheme, so this was initially, it was launched by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, but what happened after that, it was expanded to rest of the ministries, and now there are total 14 sectors that are under this particular scheme. What is the aim? To establish more and more manufacturing units and industry, so as to increase the employment here in India, and herein also the foreign companies, then they can be part of the scheme if they register themselves here in India. So this is the basic concept of PLI, and there are different sectors. Herein we talked about one of the sector, and that is what the important thing that you need to remember from this particular scheme. Okay, so yeah, that is all for So that is all, and in today's scheme, so today's session. So this was a revision session. It was taken in line with all the uh, questions that are all the important news that are there in past few months. So I have tried to cover all that there. In the next, from the next week also, there would be another session that would be there, one for the government scheme, and in that I'll also incorporate as much as previous year also, to let you know again that what similarities is there, and also I'll incorporate many questions, so that even if you cover these two sessions, there would be enough of the schemes that would be covered for your examination. And rest, there are some of the changes that need to be done on this slide, right? In the mind map section, that I'll do, and then that would be I also done. So that is all in this session. So if you have any queries, you can comment it down, and we'll meet again with another session. Until then, all the